I've always kind of grown up with an interest in the Spanish culture.
What had you tried before?
So I tried the most common one is Duolingo, sort of reading some things online and some books, watching some TV programs with subtitles, but yeah, I didn't really achieve much.
For how long?
Probably about a year and a half.
How confident did you feel to speak Spanish?
Not very. About a one, I could say some basic phrases.
Were you afraid to fail?
Yeah, because I didn't know if I was going to be able to do it. I didn't know how hard it was going to be. Didn't know if I was going to be embarrassed talking to other people.
What are the things that you can do now that you were not able to do 7 months ago?
I can have full conversations with Spanish people in Spain. I visited Malaga from pretty much the moment I arrived. At the first opportunity to speak Spanish, I spoke Spanish. Even though in my head I was terrified, his face lit up. His English was very limited. I realised I can do this. He can understand me. I can understand him. I actually know Spanish. So for the rest of my trip, I spoke Spanish to everybody.
How did you feel?
At first, really nervous. Second of all, surprised that it worked, and then after that, a real sense of accomplishment and proud of myself.
Okay, so we're just gonna have a chat. I think your story learning Spanish has been amazing, very inspiring. I really believe it can inspire other people. So I'm just gonna be asking you a couple of questions. I want you to give your most honest opinion and impression, okay? And yes, let's go. Russell, who are you and why did you want to learn Spanish?
My name is Russell. I'm from Scotland. Not really your usual type for speaking Spanish. I've always kind of grown up with an interest in the Spanish culture. I'm not really sure what's drawn me to it, but it's just one of those things in life that I've been really interested by. Spent some time over the years debating with myself whether I should commit to learning the language. One of those things where you need to be all in or it's not going to work. So I'd kind of dwelled on it over the years and tried, but I never really fully committed. And as you know yourself, if you don't commit to it, it doesn't work.
What had you tried before?
So I tried the most common one is Duolingo. Uh, I tried another app as well. It was more of a listening one rather than sort of an interactive one. Tried sort of reading some things online and some books, watching some TV programs with subtitles, but yeah, I didn't really achieve much.
Okay, so plenty of things, apps,
Yeah.
reading, books. For how long? If we count everything, Duolingo, the other app, the books and everything, for how long?
Probably about a year and a half.
Okay, 1.5 years, more or less.
Yeah.
How confident did you feel to speak Spanish?
Not very. About a one. I could say some basic phrases.
A 1 out of 10.
Yeah.
Okay. And what do you think was the main problem after a year and a half to still be stuck at a one? What do you think was the main obstacle, the main problem?
Uh, not being not being in the right environment to you speak. So if you're just learning by yourself, you're learning whatever's been generated on the app or whatever in front of you, and you read it and say you learn the word, but you don't use it. You don't use
Okay.
what you're learning. So when it then came to situations where you would be required to speak, you can say one, two words, but you don't know how to put anything together.
Did that bring your confidence, not your confidence in Spanish, but your self-confidence in yourself? Being 1.5 years trying to do something and not really succeeding, did that end up bring you down, bring your confidence down and saying, oh, I'm not talented, I'm not able to achieve this or not?
Yeah, yeah, I suppose so because you feel like you're trying to achieve something and getting nowhere essentially.
How were you feeling? like beyond just a 1 out of 10 out of confidence, which is bringing it down to numbers, but how were you
Uh,
feeling?
just a bit disheartened with the situation, like it wasn't really worthwhile. Like it
Okay,
wasn't something to pursue properly.
okay. And then, do you remember how you met us? The
I
first,
met you through it was Instagram posts that you had done, and I'm not really sure how they appeared on my feed, but it worked out really well. Yeah,
okay,
saw some of your stuff and liked the sound of it.
okay.
Contacted you.
Mhm. When we were about to start, how were you feeling? Were you afraid, or you were like, "Oh, this is the thing that is going to work for me," or you were a bit, "Let's see where this goes."
I, I was quite anxious because it's a it was a big step for me to push myself to try something new and put myself out there, which is not something I tend to do that often. So initially, I was quite skeptical and unsure of whether I was making the right decision. Uh, the initial call with yourself, I was pretty nervous, but after speaking to you that first time, it really settled my nerves and yeah, really made me feel like I'd made the right decision.
Okay. What were you skeptical about? What was the fear more concretely?
Just trying new things, isn't it? It's just that psychological block that most people have of putting yourself out there and being scared to fail.
Were you afraid to fail?
Yeah, because I didn't know if I was going to be able to do it. I didn't know how hard it was going to be. Didn't know if I was going to be embarrassed talking to other people. Uh, yeah, so I was quite nervous.
Okay. For how long have we been learning together now?
It's just over 7 months now, I think, or just round about 7 months.
7 months. On that very scale that you said before, from 1 to 10, how confident do you feel now?
Um, the last video I did, I'd said six, maybe seven. I think now I'm up to the seven.
Okay, amazing. What are things that you can do now that you were not able to do 7 months ago?
Oh, I can have full conversations with Spanish people in Spain, which I just did last week for the first time, and it was amazing.
What did you do last week? Can you tell us?
I visited Malaga. I had 4 days in Malaga and visited Ronda and Setenil de las Bodegas. From pretty much the moment I arrived, at the first opportunity to speak Spanish, I spoke Spanish, even though in my head I was terrified. But yeah, it was great. Spoke with the first person that I could when the opportunity arose. Turned out he was an older man who worked in the hotel I was staying at, and he was wanting me to wait for someone who could speak English. But when I spoke Spanish to him, his face lit up. He was so happy because his English was very limited. So he was really happy that I spoke Spanish to him. And then from that moment on, that set the tone for the trip where I realised I can do this. He can understand me, I can understand him. I actually know Spanish. So for the rest of my trip, I spoke Spanish to everybody. There was only two
Wow,
occasions I didn't speak Spanish, and that's because they insisted on speaking English to me. But I was really wanting to speak Spanish to them. So yeah, it was great. It made
that's
the full
amazing.
it made the full experience completely different to what I've experienced before because they they acknowledge that you have made an effort to speak their language and they appreciate it.
That's
Yeah,
amazing,
I
Russell.
had a really good time.
How did you feel?
Uh, I was it was quite hard to describe, but at first really nervous. Second of all, surprised that it had worked, and then after that, a real sense of accomplishment and proud of myself.
Was this the first time that you tried to speak Spanish when you traveled to Spain?
Properly, yes. Like over the years, if I've ever been in Spain or Spanish-speaking countries, you can say the usual "Hola, gracias," greetings, asking for a drink or something like that. But this was the first time I've actually put into practice what I've been learning.
What do you think gave you what do you think was the difference between that super basic conversation where you just say hola, gracias, and that's it, as opposed to this last time?
Well, I've actually built up a good foundation of Spanish knowledge now, with yourself and with Blanca and the other students in the community. So I've actually, over the last 7 months, I've spoke a lot of Spanish, and yeah, I've actually learned stuff properly and been able to practice. So when that moment arose, I actually had the tools to use it.
That's amazing, Russell. Big congratulations. You really deserve it.
Thank you.
What is the thing that you have enjoyed the most about this process or found especially useful?
I enjoy the structure of like the learning structure that you've created within the program. I struggle to just stare at a computer and read and take it in. I don't find that a good way of learning personally. So when I'm doing my classes, then there's different like games on websites and stuff that Blanca uses. There's different like animations. There's all different all different things built within the program. So I find that easier to interact with and stay interested in and enjoy. You obviously do the workshops as well, so it's all the students that are available participate, and you speak to different people that you've never spoken to, and you can bounce off them. They're either further into their Spanish journey or further behind you in your Spanish journey. So everybody's learning, but at different stages. So they help each other out, which
Yes.
is really good. And nobody's judgmental. If you make a mistake, they'll correct you, help you pick up new things. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I find much better to participate in and learn from.
That's amazing, Russell. 7 months ago, did you picture yourself going to Malaga and speaking to natives in a natural way?
Absolutely not. Not at all. Yeah, yeah, it was unexpected. I didn't really know what the journey held in store, but yeah, it's been really positive. I've learned a lot. I've learned more than I realised because you know yourself when you're learning something new, you don't really realise what you've accomplished until you have moments like this where you actually use it and you realise how far you've came.
Yes, amazing. Russell, just one last question. What would you say to someone who wants to do this, but they feel afraid, anxious, just as you felt 7 months ago?
Uh, just do it. Once you get over the initial fear, it's a great experience. You can really learn a lot.
Brilliant, Russell. Is there anything else you want to add?
No, nothing from me.
Okay. I really want to thank you and congratulate you on the effort, the time, the intention that you've been putting, which, as you can see, is 100% paying off. So a big congratulations. You really deserve this. And we'll keep working, right?
Yeah, yeah, can't wait. Really enjoying it.
All right, Russell. Thanks a lot for this chat, and I'll see you very soon.
No problem, thank you.
Venga, un abrazo grande,
Ay.
Russell. Chao.
Gracias, chao.
Adiós, chao.